Optimizing Microsoft licensing on AWS Cloud is crucial for businesses looking to minimize costs while maintaining the functionality and performance required to run their Microsoft workloads in the cloud. Implementing key optimization strategies such as bringing eligible licensing at the physical core level, right sizing intensities, and various other steps can save you a lot of money and can also optimize your spending. In this video, I'm going to show you few of the steps you can use to optimize your Microsoft licensing on AWS Cloud. First and foremost, like any other FinOps practice, make sure that you right size your EC2 instances. This is one of the key strategies for optimizing license usage because the more core you have, the more license it will be. Right sizing involves selecting an instance type based on CPU, memory, and storage requirements. By choosing an appropriate instance size, you can ensure you're not paying for resources you don't need, which can lead to significant cost saving. For example, Windows Server and SQL Server are typically licensed on the number of vCPUs or cores. By right sizing, you can lower the number of vCPUs or cores that the Microsoft software runs on and reduce both the cost of the instance and the number of licenses required. Then we have bring your own eligible Windows Server licenses. Bringing your own Windows Server licenses on AWS is one of the most cost effective strategies. You leverage existing investment to lower your AWS spend. In 2019, Microsoft changed its licensing terms for products without license mobility, such as Windows Server and SQL Server without SA. Under this new term, SQL Server 2017 and prior without SA can only be deployed on a dedicated host. For Windows Server to be eligible for BYOL, you need to have following conditions met. First, Windows Server perpetual license purchased before October 1, 2019 or purchased within an enterprise agreement term that started before October 1st, 2019. Windows Server version 2019 and prior should be there, or Windows Server deployed on a dedicated host. If you meet these terms, then yes, you can do BYOL. Then also remember that BYOL, bring your own license, allows you to license at the physical core level on EC2 dedicated hosts, enabling you to deploy the maximum number of instances per configuration on a host. This can be done with the Windows Server Data Center Edition and SQL Server Enterprise Edition. SQL Server requires a minimum of 4 core licenses per EC2 instance, even if the instance only has 2 vCPUs. This means that running SQL Server on EC2 instance with fewer than 4 CPUs will cause you to pay for more license than you can actually use. Consolidating SQL Server named instances onto a single EC2 instance is a great way to optimize licensing usage and reduce cost. For example, consolidating two EC2 instances, each with two vCPUs, into a single EC2 instance with four vCPUs can reduce the licensing requirement by 50% because only four core licenses are required, not eight. SQL Server Enterprise Edition is considerably more expensive than the SQL Server Standard Edition, so by downgrading the edition, you will see significant cost saving. Two widely used features in SQL Server Enterprise Editions are transparent data encryption and always on availability group. However, alternatives for both features are available in SQL Server Standard Edition. With SQL Server 2019, transparent data encryption is now part of Standard Edition, which allows you to improve your data protection strategies without SQL Server Enterprise Edition. If you're running SQL Server 2017 or an earlier version, you can use EBS storage encryption with AWS KMS in AWS, which is really comparable to TDE, particularly when encrypting snapshots or backups. Okay. In the non-production on-premises environments, you may deploy licensable edition of SQL Server such as Enterprise or Standard. However, MSTN subscription do not have license mobility, so when migrating to AWS, you cannot bring these licenses and should use SQL Server Developer Edition instead. SQL Server Developer Edition has all the features of SQL Server Enterprise Edition but is available for free in non-prod environment. Sometimes you may need to select an EC2 instance with more vCPUs than necessary for your workloads because of factors like memory or IOPS capabilities. To help you optimize your BYOL licensing requirements in this situation, AWS offers a feature called as Optimized CPU. Since SQL Server licensing is based on cores, you can either disable hyperthreading or deactivate vCPUs for EC2 instance, limiting the number of vCPUs visible to the operating system. This strategy allows you to benefit from other instance features such as memory, networking, and IOPS while reducing the required number of licenses. So I hope that this was useful. If you have any feedback, please put it in the comment section. Thanks for listening and watching.